What is up, the peoplies of the web? My name is MaryKangel234 and welcome back to the channel. Pew, 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 pew. Anyways, don't mind the glasses. These are fake. I am literally just wearing them because I am planning a cosplay soon and I wanted to see how the light reacted to them and how long I could stand them without me being like going a little mad. But I'm probably going to take them off because it makes me look like I have eyes. Or here, wait. I look like I just got cracked down the middle of my like skull. Looks like I'm gonna be cosplaying Harry Potter by accident. Even though this looks nothing like Harry Potter. It's just the hair. It's the hair, Harry! Anyways, so what I want to talk about today, by the way, these are baby scissors, because I'm not sure what YouTube will allow me for, or what it won't. I'm taking this off. Here, wait, I'm gonna actually go clean this up off the face. I'll be right back. Okay, so you've probably read the title, and you're like, what do you mean 2020 has been a good year? It has been absolutely terrible. Have you seen all the awful things that are happening in this world? I don't know if you've heard, but there is this thing called a virus going around. Because YouTube won't let anybody say it, although I'm not monetized. So there is COVID going around. Take that, YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I like these glasses. But for me, it's honestly been a heck of a time. I have done a lot more than I thought I did this year, and it's just because it felt like this year lasted for 20 years. To make this subject feel lighter though, I'm going to be making snowflakes. Do I know how to make them? No. Am I going to try? Heck yeah, I am. See, this year is just a time for trying new things, seeing what works, what sticks, and seeing if, like, a hobby that you've been interested in getting into is what you want to get into. So let me just start out by saying, this year has absolutely destroyed me in the best way possible. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it's like, imagine getting so low on yourself that you can only see the bright sides of things, because it has been worse, and you know it can get more worse than it actually is. Well, let me just tell you, this year has been the absolute worst year of my life. And I can say that with total it has been one of the absolute worst years of my life. I can say that with complete confidence. that it has been the worst year, one of the worst years, if not the worst. But I've also had some wonderful opportunities that, like, if nothing happened, I don't think I would have gotten these. Like I'm a manager at a Dollar Tree right now, and that was completely accidental. So this was before anything COVID kind of started, I guess I can say. I had a manager who just didn't want to work, and they never came into their shifts. But then once the virus hit, everything started getting shut down, and nobody wanted to apply to my store anymore because everyone was getting paid a lot more just being on unemployment. So what they did was they decided to ask me, which a horrible idea, mind you. But that's what they did. And me being too much of a wimp to say no, I said yes, because the boss, my district manager was like, hey, you're really good, can you just be manager? And I was like, And he's like, here, I'm bringing up your application. Just put in what you want. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have no choice then in this matter. And I got the job, and now I'm a manager of a Dollar Tree by accident. Didn't want to be, but that's just how it is. And I think that's been the case with a lot of things in 2020. You didn't know how it was going to go, but that's just how it ended up. Now I've got 2 cuts. Like, everything with my school, I had finally gotten friends and like a group that I could hang out with at school. And this is not me being like, oh, pity me, I have no friends. No, I just found a group that I finally vibed with, and that like didn't mind me constantly talking about my cosplays or costumes or anything like that. And they actually like wanted to hear about it. And I actually went to a convention with a group of them, and it was so much fun. I think that was one of the best conventions I've ever been to. I mean, so this year has definitely been a roller coaster, because in January I went to one of the biggest conventions in Ohio called OhioCon, and there I met a whole bunch of people, and I even got recognized because of my TikToks. And that was a first, because I was like, oh yeah, to me, because like numbers in social media, I don't care for them. I feel, it makes me feel weird, because I'm like, you guys do follow me, and it just is like, I'm so thankful, but it's so weird people want to be a part of what I like, I guess I could say. And these people came up to me and they're like, we've seen your TikToks before, and I'm like, oh, really? Did you like them? And they're like, yeah, can we get a photo with you? And that absolutely was like the best thing ever. It was people recognizing me for the videos that I've made. And then I had people who, this is when I was cosplaying Princess Waluigi. I will put up an image here of how I looked. And he, might I say, is one of my most popular cosplays. So people were bonkers about him when I brought him to OhioCon. And it made me feel really special, because I had like people constantly wanting to take photos with me, and were like talking to me about all their favorite things and animes that I should get into, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'll look into them. And it was so nice. And then I met one of my best friends there as well, and she is absolutely phenomenal. a little crazy, but you know, I am too, so I was totally fine with it. And we met up at ZipCon too, and it was so much fun. And ZipCon is a convention in February, and this was right before, in my state, in Ohio, everything had shut down. Literally, I think it was 2 weeks prior to shutting down, we had ZipCon. And ZipCon was another one that I was having so much fun with, because me and the friend that I met at OhioCon, she dressed up as Waluigi and I was Robbie Rotten, so we were 2 memes and we were taking photos together. I will put an image here of what that was. I will also tag her, like her Instagram username, so if you want to give her a follow, please do. But we went around as that, and we apparently got on, so there's a Discord for this convention, and people were going bananas for our cosplay, and they were like, has anybody seen the Robbie Rotten and Waluigi Rotten around? And apparently it was a big thing for people to come and see us, and it made my heart so full and so happy, and it was so great. And oh my gosh, you have no idea. Let's do my first snowflake. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. Oh, that looks like a skull, which works perfectly for my shirt, by the way. I don't think I did this right. Alright, Not the best, but we gave it a shot, and that's what matters. See? Perfect. Perfect in my eyes. Fall to the ground, little snowflake. And, then at night during ZipCon, there is more 18 plus panels, as per usual for a convention. And one of the panels was a group of guys. Their name is Eargasm. They are some comedians that group together and do shows. And last year, the year before, last year, I saw them again, and they had like a completely different set, and it was phenomenal. The set this year was them reading bad fan fictions, specifically a My Little Pony spider fanfic. It was interesting to say the least. And then they had people from the audience. This is 2 papers. Then they had people from the audience. They joined in and did a couple of things. And I actually won the best costume because I was Robbie Rotten and everybody loved that. And then I also won best joke of the night, and that was so funny. It was so phenomenal because they had people go up and they were allowed to tell a joke, and whoever won something from their sack. It was so funny that you could win something from the sack, and it was like you could win a comic book and a ham sandwich. Oh, it was great. They're so silly. But I went up and I was like, alright, this joke will not last long, and it might make you a little sad, and here it goes. My life. And I walked away from the mic, and people in the audience were laughing, and it made me laugh so hard. I also said something when I first got down there, and I cannot remember what it was, but one of the guys gave me a $1 bill because I had 2 jokes prepared, and he said it was really funny that I was just on top of it, and I'm like, thank you. And we also went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog movie during that time because it was during Valentine's Day. Like, Valentine's Day was the day before this con, and it was so great. We went to see Sonic the Hedgehog, and my god, is that movie... Honestly, it was a pretty good movie, not gonna lie. Still need to cosplay Dr. Robotnik. Anyway, then in March, I got to have a sleepover with my friends from college because we have something called the Gaming Club, and it's exactly how it sounds. It's people that like gaming, and they have a club together, and a lot of them also really like anime, so that's why I'm in the club mostly, is because of the anime groups. Because that's who I found to hang out with, and that's who I went to con with in January to OhioCon. And so I went to the sleepover, and it was so much fun. Although a lot of my friends ended up getting sick, but like, sorry to them. It was just kind of a fluke thing. I'm gonna fold it this way now. See if that changes anything. It was just a fluke thing that happened, but I had a lot of fun. I ended up playing Pokemon, and then we watched Monty Python, and it was just me and a bunch of dudes, basically. But I had fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, they had something where they put 10 Monopoly boards together, and they played Monopoly that way. That was insane. It literally lasted 12 hours, and the only reason they had to stop was because they were kicking us out for the sleepover, and it was great. But literally the week after that happened, we all got notified that there was a thing called COVID that was going around. And 3 days after that, we all got kicked off of campus, and luckily, I don't do room and board on my campus. It's a community college. So we just were able to do our normal thing, but everything was online instead of having in-person classes. Which, it made me feel bad that all of my friends had to be sent home, and they already paid all this money for room and board, and a lot of them aren't getting that money back. Which is so dumb, and So annoying. But anyways, there was, during this time, I was asked to be the manager of my store, and of course, now I'm a manager. And we were doing, I got trained for literally a week, and then my store had to get shut down because, not because of anything bad, it was because we were actually expanding our store, and we had to do renovations. And during the time I was sick, during the time that we were doing renovations, I got extremely sick, to a point where I thought, I feel like I'm actually dying. Like, I couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom. That's how bad it got. I'm fine now, obviously. I do think that I had a very severe case of COVID. Or not super severe, but like a bad case, I should say. Because I didn't end up going to the hospital. Me and my family don't have the money for it. So I was trying everything in my power to make my mom think that I was fine enough to stay home. And I got through it. I mean, I probably should have gone to the hospital because my fever ended up getting to a point where it was 103 for a couple of days in a row. And not sure if you know this, but if it's 103, you need to go to a hospital. And I was absolutely refusing because I just didn't want any of my family to feel like they needed to spend money on me. But everything is fine, and I'm fine now. I do think that it was really stupid of me, but you know, you live and you learn. You can't change anything from what you did. Oh, dang it. But this year, it has definitely been a time and a half to live through it. I have been extremely sick. I have worked days on end with little sleep because I was also going to school at the same time and trying to do everything online. I was a full-time student. I was a full-time worker. I was trying to be a manager when I knew I couldn't. I was trying to set up a store. It was me and a few people, like a literal handful of people, that had to take down everything in our store and put it all back up again when the store reopened. That was one of the worst experiences of my life. I ended up having to put back on my knee brace, which I haven't had to do since I was a junior in high school, so about 5 years ago. 4 years ago. 5, 4? Somewhere there. I was extremely hurt. I had to call off sick because of how much I was hurting, and my manager did not care. I'm still working there, but nobody absolutely did nothing to help me. But now my store is back to normal, or as normal as it can be. One of my coworkers at the moment is actually trying to get me fired because she doesn't like me. And it happens, but I just wish she would talk to me instead of trying to go behind my back, talking to the other managers about how I'm not doing my job correctly, even though I'm the one that's picking up on her slack. Just let me spill some tea right now. During Christmas, I was still working. I was fine with how much I was working. I was working about 40 hours a week. But it did end up, like, being extremely, extremely weird. Because, like, for some reason, not as many people were coming to our store as we expected it to be. So a lot of the times we were absolutely dead. But it made our store look very nice because we were able to clean it because of that. But yeah, my year has been a ton of downs. Like, a ton of them. Oh, Well, I ended up getting 2 snowflakes. And they don't make sense. But it says hi. Kind of. I meant it to say hi. But that didn't work out quite well. Anyways, next snowflake. But because this year has been a ton of downs, it just made me really grateful for everything I do have. Like, yeah, I might not have liked working, I might not have liked being a manager so much, but it did give me the experience that I needed. I do still like my job, even though it is a little crazy and hectic sometimes. It made me realize I really don't want to go into being a manager, at least in retail. A manager somewhere else, maybe. But it made me feel like I was actually helping people too. My TikTok blew up. I have 40,000 subscribers or followers on there right now. It still is crazy to me how many people like actually are subscribed to my TikTok and how many people want to watch that content, because it's like I just post really silly videos of me in cosplay, but you know, it makes me happy and it makes you guys happy, so I'm fine with that. I met a bunch of new friends this year, even though we've been through quarantine and have not been able to have a lot of human interaction. I've met so many online friends that I truly do call my friends, because they're some of the sweetest and nicest people, and I will fight anybody if they ever try to make me let go of them. But I've also realized this year that I can't keep making just other people happy. I have to try and make myself happy, which is why I've started my YouTube again, because making videos makes me happy. And I remember it making me feel happy just creating when I was younger. Which, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I love creating, it makes me feel inspired. But like, I do love it. And I wouldn't give it anything for the world for it. I mean, just look at my TikTok. I post a video on my TikTok every single day. This year, I have uploaded over 500 videos. If that says anything crazy to you guys. But I wanted to start this up again so that I can start something new, be creative again, and just live my best life, see what comes of it, because if people like my content on TikTok, maybe they'll like me on here. It's not a crazy concept, but I know the platforms are very, very different. Where with TikTok, it's very short videos, and usually they don't have the person talking, or if they do, they're like silly stories or something like that. But like, I just have a fun feeling about YouTube. And I mean, even if it doesn't go off for me, I don't care. As I said in the video before, I don't care about the numbers. I'm here to make you guys happy. I'm here to make me happy. If you guys like the content that I'm putting out, I'm doing something right. If I like the content I'm putting out and you guys don't, I'm sorry, but that's just what I like, and I hope you guys are interested in it still. But 2020, I do think, has been a year for people to come together and see that maybe these people that you are with aren't worth hanging out with anymore. That's what I've taken away from 2020. I've seen the best in people. I have seen the worst in people, especially during the election. It absolutely blew my mind how many people were so crazy during this time. Still are a little crazy about the entire election. And I don't understand why we need to live like that. It's just someone who's going to be here for a while. You guys are only a blip in this time period. I'm trying to make my time here worthwhile. I'm trying to make my time here worth something. And if 2020 has taught me anything, I know that this blip in time is what I've got. And I need to live it to my best. And that's what I plan to do. So if you guys plan to do that, I hope you make 2021 your year. And 2020 at least showed you what you can improve on during this time. And now that all my snowflakes are done, I think it is time for me to go. Thank you for joining me, the peoplies the web. I know this was a pretty serious video, but that's just my take on everything. I just wanted to get everything that was in my head out, and this was the way I decided to do it. Please like, subscribe, and comment on any of my videos. If you do choose to subscribe, please hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever I get another video on. And if you have any advice for anybody during this time, what you've learned during 2020, what maybe you would like to improve on in 2021, or even just a story you would like to tell that has happened in this past year, please do so in the comments. I read every comment because I don't get many, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Anyways, goodbye the peoplies of the web.